Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm here today with Megha Rawat, and today she's going to be sharing a little bit of her talk, Humans with AI Brains, that it's going to have time and space at Expo 2025. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Claudia, for having me. Yes, so as Claudia just said, I'm Megha Rawat and I lead a global support team. I would like to give a brief introduction about myself and how I started my journey in support. So basically, everyone starts as a technical support engineer. So I come from the era where my first job required me to implement virtual machines for a banking domain client. And also, they used to use Lotus Notes. So Lotus Notes was a mailing system that was used a while back. And we used to get tickets as normal engineers and then configure virtual machines for the customers and debug the networking problem that were reported by them. Then, I think I had a chance to switch company and I worked with Adobe. Then, I worked with five different products of Adobe and I switched different team. I joined in as an escalation engineer when they were migrating from perpetual products. So if you remember, their products used to come on CDs and you need to enter the key manually. So when they moved to the cloud, there was a requirement of a lot of support engineers who could help with the migration. So that was the time I joined. Then I worked in that team. Then my last role there was a manager. I was leading a global support team of engineers. There were a lot of skills which I required during this time because this is an organization where my career, progressed. I joined in as an engineer, but I was a manager leading a global team. So there were so many skills which were added, like shift management, because people were working in different shifts, then how to do their appraisals, recruiting, and how to technically solve problems, cross-functional collaboration. Then there are a number of things which, being a manager, you are responsible for. So I learned a lot. And then, you know, in when I was in this company, my one of my roles was also related to machine learning. So that is how I got in touch with AI. So the product which I was working on is you would have seen Google ads, right? You type something and then an ad comes at the top.
Yeah.
So there's an entire machine learning algorithm that runs in the background and that predicts the data, like which ad should come at the top. And it was
Oh,
really
okay.
interesting for me as an
Yeah, of
engineer
course
that
it is.
yeah, that how this thing works. So that actually pushed me to also do my master's in machine learning and AI. And then I had this opportunity to showcase uh, and do some workshops in Moscone Center, San Francisco, and educate some engineers about how machine learning works. So at that time, it was machine learning. Now it's AI. So I'm giving you this brief because I wanted to let you know this is how I got into this domain and that how that interest rose in me that led me to do a master's in machine learning and then make my career into AI as a manager. Right now, I am leading a hybrid team of engineers who are redefining how support is done. So when I say hybrid, it means they are not only providing support reactively on customer tickets, but their motto is to automate anything that is repetitive. So they build AI solutions. They are prompt engineers. They build snap-ins. They write workflows. And they completely redesign how the new era of support would look like. And this is the most interesting part, which I want to talk about, and I look forward to speaking in this conference because I have seen both the worlds where I was managing a team without AI, and then this new hybrid team of engineers who are not only providing support, but who are actually redefining what support in next 5 or 6 years, or maybe less than that, because I look at the pace of AI, it's moving so fast.
Yeah, of
So
course.
how it will look like, right? For engineers, for managers, for management. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward, and that's why I call it humans with AI brain, that how it can actually empower different brains that we all have. And then we believe that brain is the most powerful, which is true. But when it is combined with AI, how we can multiply the power of our brain.
That's amazing. It sounds crazy because it's such a powerful image that you're describing, and to implement it on teams and on support, and as you're saying, seeing in the future, because right now AI is moving really fast, and it's important to not only implement and use the tools that we already have, but to also, yeah, as you're saying, think with them. So yeah, this sounds amazing. It sounds really interesting. Thank you for sharing your background and yeah, your expectations about Expo 2025. You've already mentioned a little bit about how did you started thinking about this and your current connection with the problem and already like the importance that it has in the current teams. But why would you say, or what do you think this topic is so relevant right now for support teams and leaders? If you could explain to the attendees, you should attend this meeting because you're going to give this insight, what would you say?
As a speaker, I would like to share this insight with everyone because I think a lot of organizations currently are living in the non-AI touched support world where they don't even know what all value AI can bring to the different support teams. And because I'm living uh, in that evolution, and I am experiencing it in that role where I've never managed a team of hybrid engineers, and I never built an AI agent. And then how to make sure that that AI agent, which is equivalent to a human, how you measure the performance of that agent, how do you make sure that it improves with your continuous fine tuning, and how you can make sure that your team is getting empowered by the agentic capabilities. So let me talk about the history here, that we as humans, we thought that we possess the most powerful brain. Whatever was fed in our brain, this human, this human or this support engineer is an expert in this. We had this intention. But then when chatbot came in, everybody was so excited. You know, it was all rule based. Okay, if this is not true, you do this. If this is not true, you do that. This is the way you respond. This is your tone, and this is your everything. And I think everybody, all the organizations implemented rule based bot. And that was such a small automation. When I look at it now we are in an agentic era where they understand the context. They are powered by LLMs, where you do not need to write those rules. You do not tell them what to do, but they know what you are talking about. So, how do you make sure that you have the right parameters, matrices in place to measure the accuracy of your AI agent? How do you make sure that you fine tune where your AI agent is going wrong? And then also, how can you make sure that the time your team used to invest in solving what AI agent is solving for you, they are getting more productive, and what else is next for your team. So you actually engage your team members in doing more productive things that they used to spend in doing the repetitive things, which is completely taken over by AI agent. So I'm really looking forward to talk about how you cannot grow your team linearly because you have beautifully integrated with AI agent in your organization. How can you still provide a qualitative support without humans working in shifts, right? Because now AI agents are there who can work for you 24 by 7, while
Yeah,
humans can be there just for escalations, while most of your work is taken over by AI.
that's crazy. Yeah.
And then, moreover, like how it is and how it will be to lead a team of hybrid engineers who are not only providing reactive support, but they are building automations. They are focusing on what matters the most by automating the monotonous task. If I talk about support and you look at the type of queries that we get, they are mostly repetitive. They are low complexity queries for most of the businesses. So when all this can be answered by an AI agent and you can train them, you can assess them, and they will get better at what they are doing. So we need to rethink about the things which humans should actually get engaged with. And I'm also looking forward to hear from other leaders in the world because I'm sure it's not just me who is going through this evolution and working with such team, but there will be other organizations as well and leaders who are continuously, you know, evolving their team and redefining what their support team should do. So I'm really looking forward to hear from them and grasp and implement from their talks into my support team and how I can make it even better for my teams. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to be a part of the support expo.
This is amazing. Thank you so much. Sometimes it can be really hard to understand. As you're saying, we're living through a lot of changes, and you're saying it, redesigning the human role in support can be a sensitive topic, mostly because we're still going through this. It's not something that we have just like the complete answer. It's something that it keeps evolving. So apart from what you're saying, what do you think are some of the biggest mindset or challenges you're facing while making this shift?
I think, and I was talking to one of my colleagues few days back, and I was comparing it with the delivery of a baby, the delivery of an AI agent. I was comparing it with the delivery of a baby. That
Okay.
how delivering a baby is one task, but raising a baby and nurturing the baby, it's a long run, it's a longer goal. It's not just that you delivered a baby and then you don't nurture them and you don't pay attention to it and you let them grow on their own. But actually, if you want a well behaved, well mannered, and a great human being, you of course need to nurture them. And nurture is a totally separate fight. So we recently delivered one of our support AI agent with some skill sets, some basic skill sets like it can search knowledge bases, it can create tickets autonomously, it can follow up on tickets autonomously, it can close the tickets autonomously. But this is not just limited to this. We are also planning to expand it to how it can auto detect incidents, how it can auto notify all our users who were impacted because of an incident. But these are LLMs and they can go wild. So you need to put in some guardrails. You need to place some evaluator. You need to continuously quantify, where exactly they are going right, where exactly they are going wrong. And then you need to fine tune them. where they are going wrong, right? So it's like you are raising a baby and telling them continuously, hey, you know, you cannot do this. This has to be done this way. There is a way of doing it. So I would say that building an AI agent is the easy thing to do. But when you have to go through this continuous loop of telling them, updating your prompt, sending your, setting your evals to calculate the accuracy, building the golden data set to make sure that you already have that data in place, which it can continuously refer and say, okay, what is right, what is wrong. These all are the toughest nuts to crack, you know, identifying where it got wrong and then correcting
Oh,
that.
okay. I love the analogy. I've never thought about it this way, and I love it. You're right. It's kind of trying to balance the speed and efficiency and also quality and kind of empathy at the same time and keeping the human part and everything. So sounds really interesting, and I'm really excited for your talk. Thank you. I'm sure that this is going to be really helpful for all of us. And yeah, what's, if you want, one piece of advice you give a support member who wants to explore this kind of transformation of using AI, but isn't sure where to start?
I would say I am a really data-driven person, in my personal life as well as in my team. I would say start with the analysis of what is repetitive, what is monotonous for your team members. Just ask them. And when you will do this analysis of, hey, why is my team member answering this basic thing? Why I am even investing my time here when I have other things to answer, which are highly productive. When you start looking at your queries that you get from the customers or anything in your day-to-day work that is repetitive and that makes you think, why it is so monotonous, why I have to do it manually. I would say start from there. Start with the basic automations and experiment. You know, I think if you have to run a marathon, the first step is then you need to start. Okay. When you start that, I'm sure that you will witness some great achievements. And even if you are not able to do that, you will still have some learnings or takeaways from the failure, right? Then you make the AI agent learn from those failures. You update the instructions prompt that you have written for the agent. And that is how you build a great agent, right? So I would say start with basic, start automating, don't fear from the failure, gradually start building until you reach your goal. So that's the mantra.
I love it so, so much. This was amazing. Thank you for your insights. And as you're saying, the key is to start. And what better place than in this community that we can get insights from different teams from all around the world. So thank you for giving us this exciting preview. We're really looking forward to your presentation at Expo.
I would like to add one more thing, Claudia.
Yeah, of course.
If we look at the IT evolution, you know, so we had big computers, real-time machines, right? And then
Okay.
we came to computer. Then we started with languages, C, C++. Then we moved to a low-code language like Python. So if we look at all these stages that we had, these were all evolutions in the AI world. This is the next evolution in the IT. It's inevitable. It will happen. So I think everybody, like in the IT organizations who are in IT teams, need to embrace it. We need to embrace it. We need to learn it. We need to adapt it. And to be honest, if we look at all the evolution, things get easy with each evolution. So this is very easy to build, this is very easy to experiment, and they talk human language. You don't even need to learn anything. You just need to tell them what you want. Okay, so I would highly encourage all the leaders who are not yet, who have not yet experimented with it, that they get started with it because it's easy. It's something, it's an evolution which is inevitable. So it's the right time to get started.
I love it. And as you're saying, to ask the right questions to keep it going.
Yes. Embrace
I
it.
and embrace it. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for this. It sounds really interesting. And I'm already excited for your talk. I know that it's going to be really insightful and useful, most of all, because this is for day to day. And yeah, we need to learn how to use it and implement it on a daily basis. So thank you so much for this. But I'm excited about this. Thank you for your time and for your insights. It sounds really enlightening, and yeah, it's hard for me sometimes to comprehend everything, but you make it sound really accessible to everyone on this. So thank you for this and for your time at the same time.
Thank you so much, Claudia. It was really nice talking to you. And I'm really looking forward to meet you in the expo, rest of the leaders as well, share my insights about my problem statement and how I'm solving them, and hearing from others as well, and then adapting and implementing and embrace AI.